my screen is visible? Okay. Very good afternoon to everyone. This is Sangeeta Rajendran, research scholar. So today my topic is AI in agriculture. So before that, we know what is a deep learning. Okay. So deep learning is an artificial intelligence function that imitates the working of human brain in processing a data and creating a patterns for use in decision making. So deep learning is a subset of a machine learning in artificial intelligence that has a network of capable of learning the supervised data and unsupervised data. So based on this, how to implement the leaf disease deductions in deep learning. So deep learning is able to learn features without human supervision and drawing a data from that is unstructured or unlabeled. So deep learning, a form of a machine learning, and it can be useful to detect this leaf diseases by using this hands-on. So now I share my screen. Okay, so before we are going to enter the hands-on session, so what is a convolution neural network? So how it works based on these images. So how computer reads an images from the user. So basically the computer reads an images from user means as a RGB color format, right? So based on this, our computer reads an images. So CNN works based on these functions. So CNN, it contains convolution layer, ReLU layer, and max pooling layer and fully connected layer. So based on this, CNN will work. So now we have to see how it will be works in leaf disease detection. So basically, these are running based on the Python language, and there are so many types of software resources are available. So for free and paid, for free means we have to use online Colab and Kaggle, and offline we have used Anaconda. In Anaconda we use Python, Spider and Jupyter. So if we use go for paid version means we use Amazon AWS. Okay? So Microsoft Azure, and in general, deep learning has some basic steps to run a problem, run a leaf disease detection. So first we have to get a data from the user, and the second step is clean and prepare the manipulate the data, and then train the model and then test the model. If the model is uh, not well to this is the detected this is if the test data is so next one is test data, and finally if we test the images but the images are not detected well means we have to improve the train model. Okay, so we have to improve the model. So these are the some steps you have to implement the um, okay, so here yeah, here the hands-on session of artificial intelligence in agriculture. So first we need to create a Colab notebooks for our Google Drive. So here I use my own mail ID to create a Google Colab notebooks, and here one notebook will be created. So here we have to go and new notebook, it will be open a new notebook. Okay, so this is a free for using the online. So here we have to connect the server. So it will be connecting through the net by using this Google Colab through network. So here initializing the kernel. So it is based on the GPU server. So it will be run a easy way to access our system. So it will be connected, right? So these are the library functions to use in our model. So import OS and import globe. Globe is used to count the number of files in present in our directory, and matplotlib is used to for plotting the what plotting the values, and these are the keras and TensorFlow. Okay, so keras is an API function. So here we use keras.models import sequential. So based on this, we have to create a CNN model. So convolution 2D, max pooling, activation function, average pooling, and batch normalization. So once we have to implement the library code means, next we have to import our dataset into our code. So yeah, here I implement, yeah, this is the one data set folder. So now I create one data set folder. So data set underscore work. So here I have to create two types of folder. One is test and another one is train. So in that training, I have created two sets of diseases. So one is bacteria spot and another one is healthy. So whatever we have to put in test data test testing folder, same content will be present in the testing data set. So here we have the data set into splitted into 30 70 percentage. So 70 percentage of images are taken from a training and 30 percentage of images are taken from a testing part. So these are the images, yeah, I have to give on a testing part. So these leaves are affected from a bacteria spot. Okay, and these images are taken from plant village dataset, and it is an open source dataset. So anyone can use this data set for tomato leaf and potato and beech and the pepper ball. There are a lot of data sets available in plant village dataset. It contains 30 different types of diseases available. So you can use this data set for your work. So here I take only the two types of diseases affected from a tomato. So one is bacteria spot and another one is a healthy. So these data sets are created in my own mail ID, sorry, in my own Google Drive. So this Google Drive images are fetched into our code. So by that way, we have to use from Google Colab import drive and drive mount. So if I run this code means, okay, I will run. Yeah, first one is running. If I run this one is, one link will be available. So why this one is, in what mail we have to given. So in which mail we have to given the data set or be taken. So here I will give this mail ID, and it will be ask some permissions to get the data, right? So that, so I will give this mail, and okay, so here one code will be available. So you copy this code and it will be pasted in this place. So the code will be, the authorization code will be accepted from where, to get the data from a Google Drive. Okay. So next one is, if we take on the training and testing directory, right? So here I will give the train underscore directory equal to content. So this is taken from, so it will be taken from drive, G drive. So G drive, my drive, Google Colabs, Colab notebooks, and data set, Okay. So if we give the correct path we have to set means it will be taken from a images, right? So now I can run this one. So the images are yeah, okay. So once it will be run, I will check the path is correct or right, wrong or right. Okay. Yeah. So the path is correct. Okay. Next one is how if once I loaded the images in my Google Drive means uh, we have to count the number of images, how many number of images present in that training data and testing data, and how many number of classes which are present in that folder means we have to give this code. So definition get files from the directory. If the directory is present or not, and then if the present is means then it will be count to how many images. So the training samples, a number of classes and test sample from that get files, and it will be printed the print of number of classes comma classes. So how many classes I will give means two classes. So two classes, and these are the training images 3718 and the 6500 and 653 images in testing images. Okay. Okay. So next one is training data generator. So if we give to training some images mean it will be remodify the images to train the data, right? So that way they have to use image data generator. So it will be rescale during the training process and the zooming and shearing. So the validation split is given to 20 percentage, right? So in it will be gives only the training part, testing part. Then no need to give the uh, augmentation. Okay, these are the functions are called augmentation. So next one is image height and width. So here I will give the image height and width of image. So image width is 256 into 256, and number of samples I have to take on means 62. So here I will give the input shape. So input shape is based on this image height width, and the three is the number of channel. So batch size. Next one is batch size. Batch size is nothing but how it will be take um, how many times the images are batched. Okay, so if one epoch I give 64 batch size means it will be split into 64. Okay, so that is the batch size, and these are yeah. So training generator, so found that these images are present in the training generator, and these images are present in the testing generator. So here training directory and target sizes, image width and height, and batch sizes already we gave it the batch size. If otherwise we have to don't need to import in that way means you have to give here we have to use only the values. Okay. So here I run this code. Yeah. So next one is classes. If we give whatever the class name is indices in that location, it will be give some label. Okay, so the disease leaf is defined as a 0, and the healthy leaf is defined as a 1. Okay, so that way they have to use class underscore generator dot what are the class indexes. Okay, so these are the pre-processing process of our proposed work, and now here only we have to generate or create a model, CNN model. So model equal to sequential. Sequential is a sequential process. Okay. So once if we run the CNN process, convolution process, and next one is max pooling. So that way we have to use model equal to sequential. So model equal to sequential and model dot add. So model dot add, first one is convolution layer. In basic, convolution layer is a three main task. So first one is CNN and max pooling, and the activation function is ReLU. So based on these, CNN will be works. So each layers have a different parameters and different optimizers, and it will be perform a different task that can be given into a input data. So basically CNN has works on the features of the images. So here first one is model that adds, so convolution 2D. So here I take a 2D images, and this is a filter size. Okay, so and 3 cross 3 is the kernel size. And the input shape already I given, so input shape equal to image width and height and channels. So this is the activation function relu. If we present if the matrix is present any negative value, and it will comes to 0. So that purpose we have used the activation function relu is used. So on max pooling is used to reduce the dimensionality of the matrices. So that way we have to use the max pooling. So in that pooling, there are three different types: max pooling, min pooling, and average pooling. So most of them they are using the max pooling. And so if we use so many number of convolution layer max pooling layer, and finally it will be comes to the flattened layer. Flattened layer is nothing but it will be converted into a 1D array. Okay. So here I give the dropout value, right? Dropout value is used to make some neurons to relax the that particular layer. So that way we have to give the dropout function. It is no need to give with the small data set. If we use the large data set means we will give the dropout function. Dropout function, if I give 25 0.25 means 0.25 means the data set 25% of data set will be not will be trained, but it will be present in that layer. Okay, so that way we have to give the dropout function. It will be used only for a large data set. And finally we gave the softmax function. Softmax function is used to, it is the activation function for probability, for find the probability of the outputs. So if we use two or more classes means we use the softmax function. And if we use one binary classes means we use the sigmoid functions. So based on these we have to create or generate a CNN model. So I have created a CNN model. So once I run this model, it will be show the model summary. So here I take the convolution 2D. So this is one layer, and how the parameter comes to 24 means based on these value, the output will, the parameter will be calculated. So here I will give filter 8. So 8 into, first we have given kernel size, right? Kernel size into, and the channels, and okay. So 226 plus number of bias. So here 8 number of biases. So 224. Okay. Okay. So number of filters into number of channels plus filters plus number of biases. So based on this calculation, this will be appeared in that your parameters. So based on this, our images will be fetch the parameters. So like that wise, they have to calculate values, and finally it will be calculated this. So flatten. So if we multiply this value into 32 means it will be get the this value. Into 32, right? So if we get the 369664, okay. Plus here we have to give the two classes, right? So 96. So here we gave finally we get the total number of trainable parameters. If we sleep or freeze the layers means we have get the trainable parameters, but we don't use the freeze layers, right? So that we only get in the trainable parameters of that images is 3,75,794. Okay. So once a model is trained, okay, so this is used to print or other layers we are the name of the layers we have to train the model. So convolution 2D, okay. So So next I check whether our model is trained well or not. Okay, so I fetch on images from the Google Drive and I visualize that model. So already I ran one. So I fetch the images from my Google Drive and this code will be used to how my model fetch the data from each layer, conversion layer 1 and conversion layer 2. Maximum whenever we need a model, we have to train that, right? So first one, I have to take convolution 2D layer, first one. Okay. So how it will be learned? I will give the 8 filters, right? So it will be 0 filter 0, filter 1, filter 2, filter 3. So each filter, it will be take some part of the images. So like that, I use all the layers. I visualize how the model trained or get the features properly. So finally, max pooling conversion layer. So it will be visible, right? So this way they have to take on the features from the images. Okay. So once our visualization is getting over, next if we find okay, once a model is trained well, means if we go to the epoch next part. Otherwise, we have to modify these values, the model. Okay, so here we used filter size is 32 and here we use the filter size and kernel size. So once we have to retrain the model, means it will be changes, some changes needed in that way. Okay, so once your model is satisfied with your problem, you have to start you have to stop this reconstruction process. Otherwise you have to go to the next process. So here use the optimizer. So most of them we are using the Adam optimizer, but there are a lot of optimizer are presented. But why we are using the optimizer means it is a widely used optimizers in Adam. So basically, Adam is used to many places. Right? So many problems suits for Adams, right? So here the learning rate is 0.001. Learning rate is nothing but controls how quickly the model is adapted from the problem. Okay, so here only we have to compile the model. So categorical crash entropy and the matrix is accuracy. So here I gave the start time. So in every problem we have to calculate the timing of our how our model will be works, right? So based on this used the start and end time of the processing of our work. So here steps per epoch, I already gave it to the previous, right? Steps, how many steps I will give. Okay, so this is a validation generator. So here, yeah, I forgot it. So here as a validation generator, so validation generator is taken from a training directory, right? So the target sizes, image height and image size, image width, and batch size is already given to the previous one. So it is a predefined, right? So here verbose is equal to 1. If we verbose is equal to 0 means these dotted lines are not presented. Okay. So and here I will give the epochs is 10 epoch. So finally print the time taken to run the model. So and then final. So the validation accuracy, and accuracy is 54. Okay. So once we get the lower accuracy means we have to go back and we have to train the model or improve our accuracy, improve our epochs. If we give epoch sizes 100 means it will be reaches only nearly 90 percentage, right? So if once you improve your epochs means it will be reach the highest accuracy. Epochs is nothing but um, if we read one book in the whole pages means it's one epoch. If we read one book with 10 times means it is a 10 epochs. Okay, so this is an epoch. So here I will give only 10 epoch. So it will be reached the validation accuracy 56 and the accuracy is 54. So finally it will be time taken is Yeah, 13338 seconds. So the model will be slow, right? So once model will be slow means, so we have to improve our model means we have to go back and we have to modifications on CNN layer. Okay. So and another again we have to train the model. So training, once the training phase is done, how to plot the yeah, we have to plot this one, right? So yeah, our model is trained not well in that case. So again we have to go back and I have to change this. So finally it will be reached, the accuracy is 94 and here the validation accuracy is 92. Okay. So once done my training phase means I have to plot the diagram, right? So by using this matplotlib, I have to plot the diagram. So accuracy and the history and validation accuracy and history. So plot is epochs accuracy blue and epochs accuracy, validation accuracy is R. So this is an accuracy and this is for loss. Okay. So once we have to give this is an validation training and validation accuracy and this is training and validation loss. Okay. Once a model is trained, we have to test the test the data, right? Okay. And next one is our model is trained well. Okay, our model is okay, fine, better. We have to use our model into our next problem or next another leaves means we have to save our model. Okay, so we have to save our model by using this dot h file. So from Keras model import load model. Okay, here. So we have to give a one name dot h5 file. So this is used to save our entire model into our local system. So we have to save our model. It is used to easily import into our next problem. If we next another leaves or any other diseases, we have to use the model only. So that way we have to use store our model dot h5. So here, yeah. So these are the classes. Once a model is trained, next time it is a predict to how our model trained well or not, right? So here import numpy as and matplotlib. So here I taken an image with an height. It is not necessary to give it. Here I take on images from a Google Drive. Yeah, I can take one images from data set test path. So here it will be display the bacteria spot. So the leaf is affected from the bacteria spot diseases. Okay. Yeah, I can test with the another data set from another various place, right? So it will be taken from normal data training and sample.jpg. So yeah, our model is trained good. It will be present as a healthy. Okay. Yeah, fine. Okay, so now our model is trained and test for our tomato leaf diseases. Once a model is trained and test means it will be implement or develop a mobile app means if we create a mobile app means we have to convert a model into a TF Lite, that is a TensorFlow Lite. Okay, based on this TensorFlow Lite we have to develop our model into a mobile app. So this is a code to convert our model .h5 model is yeah, that .h5 model how to convert a TF Lite means so import TensorFlow as TF and converter use by using the converter. Okay, by using the converter .tf Lite from Keras. So here whatever we have to give the model, we have to convert our TF Lite. So based on this TF Lite, we have to develop a mobile app, mobile application. Okay. Okay, so this is basically a CNN model. So how to first one is how to import our library and how to mount and the find the images, number of images is taken from our training and testing path and how our model will be built and visualize every layer, how the images are taken for trading. So how the features are have been extracted in our model. So these are okay. So next one is yeah, train the model. So here only we have to improve our accuracy. If your epoch size is bigger, then so it will be increase the accuracy, right? So yeah, and finally now to test our model with our sample data. And if we know if we improve our model and convert into a mobile app, means you go for the conversion of TF Lite. Okay, thank you. This is my I will end off my session anyway. Thank you. If you have any queries, you can ask me now. Okay, thank you all.